Good afternoon or good evening, as we would say sometimes in Europe. Thank you. It is a great privilege and pleasure to be with all of you today. I appreciate the time that I've been able to spend a few days here in Greece and even now here in this beautiful town. I want to express my gratitude to the entire team and the Blossoming Stones organizing committee, beginning with the president, Ioannis Siosis, as well as my good friend, Professor Dr. Vasilios Kaniatsis, as well as Dr. Manolis Kores. Thank you very much for joining us as well. And thank you also to Madame Elena Bassini for your presentation. And apparently we speak the same language, believe it or not, when we talk about UNESCO. And thank you, Mayor, for your greetings and your warm welcome. And to all of you who are here, present, all the students who have been part of this wonderful conference, and to my dear colleagues from Utah Valley University who are present as well, like Dr. Aliki Milioki, as well as Dr. Michael Harper and David, and all my friends are here, and the other David too, and Justin and so forth. So, and the students who are the most critical and relevant part of this program. Let me begin by just simply introducing you very briefly to what this relationship means to us and means to our institution. I come from a public state university, and the name of the university, as you probably can see on the screen, is Utah Valley University. We're located in the state of Utah, on the west side of the United States by the Rocky Mountains. Back in over a year ago, we were designated by UNESCO Paris and given the title of a UNESCO chair. So as you may know, UNESCO is an agency given by or orchestrated by United Nations that promotes international cooperation in education, science, and culture. Even the letters UNESCO, United Nations, Educational, Scientific, Cultural Organization, right? And its mission is to build a culture of peace, eradicate poverty, and promote sustainable development. In essence, to promote what is known as the 2030 Global Agenda, and that aligns with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. A mandate that was given to all the world back in 2015, where all the 193 member states of the United Nations approved. And we all agreed to support the 2030 Global Agenda. And what is a UNESCO chair? UNESCO chair is a team led by a higher education or research institution that partners with UNESCO in project advanced knowledge and practicing in an area and common priority. There are currently over 1,000 UNESCO chairs worldwide, and Utah Valley University happens to be number 29 in the United States. So believe it or not, the United States has a lot of work to do. When it comes to bringing awareness to the mission of UNESCO. But here we are. At Utah Valley University, we concentrate in three areas or three pillars. One of them is artificial intelligence, and the other one is environmental stewardship, and thus sustainable futures. And again, what we do is we bring the awareness of the sustainable development and the 17 goals right down to the people. We're talking about localizing the SDGs. How do we bring, make a change in the communities? And all the work that we do, it represents those principles and attempt to make a difference within the communities. As an institution, as I said, we started a little over a year ago, and we have developed several projects that I'm going to breeze really quick through some of the things that we have done and continue to do. These are current projects, but we allow our students to roll up their sleeves and get to work like they did today. Here, they were cutting stones. In some of their areas, they do multiple projects, and I'm going to showcase some of those samples again very, very quickly. This allows us as an institution to present some of these projects right at the highest level of United Nations. This was just a few months back when I presented at the high-level political forum and the impact that these projects are causing in many communities throughout the world. And in October, I was asked by United Nations to represent our institution and present at the local 2030, this is localizing the SDGs, World Conference in Curitiba, Brazil. And we were able to bring awareness of the initiatives that we do. And again, who are the participants? The students. The students are led by faculty, like is happening here, like is happening here in this experience, because we want them to be the ones that carry the torch. What a beautiful way to indicating an area like Greece, carrying that torch, carrying the responsibility, right? So let me. By the way, this is our website, and we currently have all these projects throughout the world. So you can see, we typically tailor to what we call Global South nations, right? So you will see some in the Caribbean, Central America, South America, Asia, Africa, Southeast Asia primarily. So let me navigate very briefly so to give you an idea of the kind of work that we do at our university. We have a project, for example, in the Philippines that concentrates heavily on AI. I had the great privilege to be there just last April, where the team of teachers and students were able to present at different organizations. We work with 3 main universities in the Philippines, and also we're working with the armed forces of the military, training them about cybersecurity issues. This is, as I say, one of the pillars is AI. And these are some of the presentations that we have been able to give and work and do the work over there. Another one, for example, is in Cambodia. And this is more in a public health sanitation, where our nurses actually go and make a difference in the community, right? This is another project in the Dominican Republic, where our emergency medical service go and train firefighters to become EMS or EMTs in their communities. And you can see our students actually showcasing and doing the work and helping the community right there and training them. In Indonesia, we do the same thing with also with a group of occupational therapy students and faculty, as well as social work, where they help families who face the challenge of having children with multiple disabilities. So our students go and help the families and train them on basic practice and good practices in order to perform and help their children and their families, right? In Kenya, we're working on suicide prevention with a couple of universities. In the Dominican Republic, we also train future business leaders. This is one of the most beautiful examples, for example, that I want to share with you. We ended up in a very rural community in central Dominican Republic where there's a lot of craftsmen, and also there's a lot of individuals that make souvenirs for all the tourists that come to go to the resort towns in the Dominican Republic, but they don't know how to market them. They don't know how to make profit out of it. They don't know how to develop a business plan. So we went there, and it was actually our students who developed the program in the Spanish language and helped over 72 participants. This is people from the community, most of them uneducated, and we were able to support them and help them during this process. We're doing a major project in Peru and analyzing the water, working with 5 universities, working with municipalities, 2 mayors, working with the Congress, and even the president of Peru is involved. We just sent a team of experts to Benin in Africa to work on the deforestation and also the sacred forests there. This is an environmental study, an environmental project. We sent a group of students and faculty to Thailand in the month of May to train educators, especially in the elementary education. We also work on special education practices in Cameroon. And we also work in Bulgaria and Ukraine, applied to the School of the Arts in bringing music and bringing their culture. And again, another project in Peru, bringing the gap, uniting the gap of, especially for women and graduates from colleges, to make sure that they meet the demands of the workforce, right? So, and we did a wonderful project back in January in Greece. And I'm going to let my colleagues, my student Will Newby, as well as the Professor Michael Harper, explain this project that took place in January, which was absolutely beautiful. So I'm not going to say anything, Michael. I'm not going to ruin your presentation, okay, in Greece. And now here we are. We are here with a new project, and this is Blossoming Stones. And we have been able to partner with our friends. I appreciate the leadership of Dr. Geniatzis for bringing us together into this conversation, inviting our students to be part of this organization. And I just want you to know that every time we conduct a project, and the students at both ends participate in these projects, at the end of the experience, they receive a certificate that actually has the logo from Utah Valley University and the logo of UNESCO, and actually is issued by the president of our university. I have been given the authority to be able to issue certificates upon completion of some programs. Since we have developed a wonderful partnership with Blossoming Stones, I'm happy to announce that all the students who have participated and completed during this week, at the end of the experience, they will be receiving a certificate, in essence, two certificates, one from them from Blossoming Stones, and a second certificate from us as partners of this initiative. Not only that, but also our students have been able to be invited and participate as the same faculty. So this is a wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Now, we live in a very interesting world, in a very interesting society. And this is I want to give you an overall overview of what we do, but I want to leave with you a message, if I may. And I hope you bear with me for a second here. And what I want you to know is that in an era marked by geopolitical uncertainty, that's what we are in right now, and economic instability, climate change, social fragmentation, and growing pressures on cultural identity, multilateral collaboration remains one of the most important mechanisms for creating sustainable and prosperous future. No single country, institution, or sector can effectively address today's interconnected global challenges alone. Sustainable development requires collective action, shared responsibility, and a commitment to preserve both our natural and cultural heritage for future generations. And that is what we're doing here today. The concept of multilateralism is founded on the understanding that global challenges transcend national borders. Climate change, biodiversity loss, food insecurity, migration, public health, health crisis, and the preservation of cultural heritage are issues that affect humanity as a whole. The impacts of rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and environmental degradation do not recognize political boundaries. Likewise, the destruction of historical sites, monuments, and cultural sites, whether caused by conflict, by neglect, by urbanization, or climate-related disasters, represent a loss not only to individual nations, but to humanity collective heritage. A sustainable future depends not only on economic growth and environmental stewardship, but also on the preservation of cultural identity and historical memories. Cultural heritage serves as a bridge between generations, providing communities with a sense of belonging, continuity, and resilience. Historical buildings, which is the master surroundings in this beautiful country of Greece, and archaeological sites and cultural landscapes and traditional urban centers tell the story of human achievement, creativity, and diversity. They contribute to the social, economic, and education, in tourism, economic development, while strengthening local and national identities. As urbanization accelerates and climate-related risks intensify, protecting cultural heritage has become an increasingly urgent global priority. Our mission in UNESCO is to exemplify the power and importance of multilateral collaboration. And that's why we're here with you, to learn from you, to work with you. So UNESCO has worked to build peace through international collaboration in education, science, culture, and communication. Central to its mission is the belief that lasting peace must be founded on intellectual and moral solidarity among people.
Importantly, preserving cultural heritage is not solely about protecting the past. It is an investment in the future. Heritage sites can serve as catalysts for sustainable development by generating employment, supporting local businesses, fostering cultural exchange, and strengthening community resilience. When managed responsibly, heritage conservation contributes directly to many of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including sustainable cities and communities, quality of education, which is goal number 4, sustainable cities and communities, goal number 11, decent work and economic growth, which is goal number 8, climate action, goal 13, and partnership in the goals, which is goal 17. The preservation of cultural heritage buildings also carry profound symbolic in today's polarized world. Historical structures often embody shared histories and collective experiences that transcend political divisions. It can foster dialogue, time when misinformation, social fragmentation, and ideological divisions are increasingly prevalent. Cultural heritage offers opportunities to reinforce, again, cultural heritage reinforces humanity and promotes intercultural understanding that is so much needed today. The challenges facing the world today may be very complex, but they also present an opportunity to reaffirm the value of international cooperation by embracing multilateralism and supporting institutions such as UNESCO. The global community can advance solutions that protect both people and planet while preserving cultural treasures that define our human story. A sustainable future will not be built by nations acting alone, but by nations working together, recognizing that our collective prosperity, security, and heritage are interconnected, and to safeguard them as a responsibility shared by all. So therefore, let us be guardians of cultural identity. Local communities are the primary custodians of cultural heritage. They preserve tradition, languages, customs, and historical knowledge that give meaning to heritage buildings and sites. Without community engagement, like what we have here, heritage risks becoming a static monument rather than a living expression of culture. Bringing us together, that's what we're working towards, to be guardians of this cultural identity. Today, my heart was filled as I was looking even at the water well this morning, or other sites that we're trying to preserve that cultural identity. Also, let us be stewards of historic buildings. Residents, like yourselves, often serve as the first of defense against neglect, vandalism, or inappropriate development. Community members can monitor the condition of historic structures, advocate for maintenance, and participate in restoration projects. Their local knowledge is invaluable in understanding the history, significance, and traditional uses of heritage properties. Again, let us be partners in sustainable development. Successful conservation efforts increasingly recognize that heritage preservation must benefit the local population. Communities help ensure that tourism, urban development, and conservation initiatives are balanced in ways that protect cultural assets while supporting economic opportunities and quality of life. Heritage sites are generating employment through tourism, crafts, hospitality, and cultural programming when local stakeholders are actively involved. And last, let us continue to build that resilience against threats. We are seeing those threats being overwhelmingly developed almost daily. Communities played an essential role again in protecting heritage from natural disasters, climate change, urbanization, and even conflict. Their participation in disaster preparedness and site management can strengthen resilience and support rapid recovery when heritage assets are threatened. Local communities are not merely beneficiaries of heritage conservation. They are indispensable parties in it. Their knowledge, stewardship, cultural practices, and commitment transform preservation from a technical exercise into a living process that sustains heritage for future generations. In today's rapid changing world, empowering communities like yourselves to participate in conservation efforts like what we're doing here today is essential to protect both cultural heritage and the social fabric that gives it meaning. Why do we do the things that we do? Promote sustainable development is essential for the preservation of cultural heritage and historic sites because it ensures that these value assets are protected and maintained for future generations. These buildings embody a community's history, identity, traditions, and architectural achievements, serving as tangible links to the past and helping our young people understand their cultural roots. By safeguarding these sites today, communities provide children and future generations with opportunities to learn from, experience, and appreciate their shared heritage, fostering a sense of identity, belonging, and respect for cultural diversity. This way, sustainable development supports both the protection of the built heritage and the community of cultural values, knowledge, and traditions across generations. And I leave you with this picture. This is our future. I even included my own grandchildren in this picture, my 6 little grandkids. The things that I do is to make sure that they can always remember where did they come from, who their roots are, what their history and their heritage, and it should be all of our responsibilities to maintain that, at least do it for them. Thank you.